Mykelti Brown had a chat with. BOMBSHELL and she and Tony sat down and talked about all the things. And I do not watch this show normally, and I don't really pay attention to material from other artists. A bunch of you sent this to me, so I wanted to share it with you in case you've missed it. The channel BOMBSHELL. So Mykelti was asked questions. David is a doctor, and so he looks at, reality, television from a psychological perspective. He's able to sort of understand the forces that we see play out, talk narcissism, selfish things that happen with narcissistic families. And in this episode with Mykelti and Tony, they talked about why she moved, what her relationship was like with Mary, why does everyone dance around, what the topic is about Mary, what's going on with Robyn, what's going on with Cody, all of these different interlane themes. And while talking Mary, this was interesting to me because as I was watching it, I get a text message from a girl that's from the that I'm friends with. And she grew up with Mary's youngest sisters. And she was really good friends with one of Mary's younger sisters. And you guys probably know of her in my comments as Ellen. So Ellen was good, friends with one of the girls. And one thing that Ellen has always said to me about Mary's family is that they're thugs and they're very aggressive. They have really big tempers and they're frightening. And so they can be very verbally loud. They panic, she said. She has told me stories about being in school because Mary's dad was a teacher. And her dad, she told me a story once of having to run, hide under, I think she said stairs, maybe it was a desk from Bill because he was known to be kind of nasty. I'm pretty sure she told me once that Bill hit her on the head with a brush or with a ruler. I can't remember. But Ellen had empathy for the girls because Bill was so cruel. But it also was very hard to be friends with them because they were so threatening, so verbal, so they were jerks. I can't describe it any other way. And you know how sometimes when you're bullied as a kid and you have violent parents, you become a bully. That's kind of how it was. So anyway, Ellen sends me a text and this is exactly what it was like to be around her younger sisters. Exactly. I completely understand what Mykelti went through. Check this out. Most of us don't get along with her because of how she treated us when we were younger. And even as she got bigger, she would do that. Classic, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'll treat you better. Let's just go play and have a nice girl date or whatever. And then it's right in the middle, she'd get mad at you for something, and then somehow it would become your fault, and then it would backpedal to where you were apologizing for something she did, and you were suddenly in trouble, and you felt like you were guilty, and you felt like it was an honor to be in her presence and amongst her, but you were still in the wrong, and you were bad. What she's describing here tells me specifically of the show when Cody and the wives are out for lunch or they're out on a vacation with Joe Darger and his women, right? And Cody and them are all sitting out. I don't know if it's at a breakfast or if it's a dinner and they're talking about living in one place. And during the chat, Cody makes a comment about how he's had women that are abused that have found sharing a kitchen is cruel. And then Mary starts belligerently crying because she knows that Cody's talking about her. And then she's saying, I'm sorry, Janelle. I didn't mean it. And she had all these excuses because I know that Janelle feels like I abused her in our relationship and in the beginning. And that was not ever my intention. Janelle, I want you to know that it wasn't ever my goal to be abusive to you, just a personality. It was to me, it was, and I was raised in a way that I could say how I felt and I could say what I wanted and ended up looking abusive and feeling abusive. And then through the process, as she's crying and saying that, she just doesn't know. She knew that she could speak this way and she grew up and. She could say things, it's not that she could say things, it was that she was. Yelling at people, she had high expectations. She was making claims. She would punish people if they didn't. Do what she wanted, she might not. Physically hurt you, but she'll make you. Hurt mentally, she might call you names. She might belittle your appearance. She might mock you. She might taunt you. She might scream at you. She might, if you're a kid, punish you. And eventually, the. Women would always end up apologizing to. Mary for what Mary did to her, them, you. No. So, I understand where Mykelti is coming from. She explained that Mary often would snap at them during lunches or dinners, and she shared a specific example. So one time in Wyoming at the dinner table, she's taking care of us. My mom's off working one of her night shifts at the museum. Janelle's working late. Dad's going somewhere for some sort of thing with a sales company, whatever. So Mary's got all his kids. She's feeding us dinner. I'm probably about seven at the time. Hunter's about 8 months younger than me. Maddie's 8 months older than me. So we're all pretty close to the same age.
Aspen's year and a half older than me. We're all sitting at the dinner table eating our food. If Mary cooked something, by the way, it was disgusting. Always nasty. Gross. Don't eat Mary's food. It was not fun. Side shots. But we were kids. We were joking. We were eating dinner. So we were sticking our mouths out at each other. And
she told us to stop doing it. And obviously we're kids. We're going to keep doing it as we're sticking out our tongues at each other. There's nothing wrong with that. So we keep doing it. She keeps telling us to stop. And then finally, after we I do it one more time, she screams at me. Specifically, Mykelti, I told you to. Stop. You're done. She grounds me from finishing dinner. I have to leave the table. The rest of the kids stay at the table and they can keep eating and I can. Hear them laughing and Mary's still yelling at them to stop sticking there. Tongues out, but I'm sitting in a corner with my arms and my head bunched up together in my bedroom. So, that's kind of, I guess a specific example, and that's actually one of my only memories from Wyoming.
Man, I hate parents that ground you and take away food. I grew up like that, and that's something that Frank used to do to her kids. She would take food away from them when they misbehaved, whatever it was that she felt they were doing. And taking food away from kids is a huge thing they
do in the Fleds and OB. And I think even within the ELDS, they use different tactics, different rules, methods, using food as a discipline. And that's just bad because then the kid goes to bed hungry and they're acting like a kid. And so, it's not the worst thing that you can do, but if it's over long amounts of time and the kids are hungry, like what Ruby
Frankie did, I'm not saying Mary is like Ruby Frankie, but it's obviously one example of many. And I think that it's fair for the kids to not have a relationship with her. I think that it's fair for them to be able to call her abusive. I think it's fair for anyone that suffered verbal abuse or sentences that don't fit the crime to say that's cruel. That's her right. And she did say that most the kids don't have a bond with Mary because of how she treated them. Some of them do, but not all. After that, she got into talks about Robyn, and they asked why she stopped chatting with Robyn or what's been going on, and she said, you. No, it's not that we've cut each other off. We just aren't speaking, I think. That's kind of, words at this time. But what she said about Robyn was that she didn't go into facts about what happened at the funeral or what was the final straw, but it sounds like Cody and Robyn were using her and putting her in a job where she had to be the mediator with absolutely everyone. So, no, one wanted to talk to them. And so she had to be the go-between for all of the brothers and Cody and Robyn. And she had to relay words from Cody and Robyn to everyone. And Mykelti talked that she has needed to distance herself from her because she doesn't know that She can trust her. She doesn't know that. She wasn't being influenced. And she's been learning about unhealthy patterns within homes where certain people will prey on helpless children to get and in with the family, and it sounds like she's learning about selfish abuse. And it sounds like she's understanding that Robyn is manipulative. So check this out.
I don't know if she affected my relationship with her on plan. Like, she attacked me when she joined the family so that she would have like a scapegoat, somebody on her side, or if it was just genuinely I needed help, or if I had a relationship with her because I was manipulated, or not, or if I
saw her as somebody that was picked on a lot and I wanted to make her feel welcome. How do I feel about what she did? And at the end of the day, I want to have a relationship with her, but I want to have it at a point where I know I can trust her. I know that she's not going to manipulate me. I know that I can trust that if I say something to her, she's not going to talk about it. But I also know at the end of the day, but I've also tried to read up on just behavior stuff. And I saw that oftentimes people will seek out somebody to reel them in, kind of thing. But I think that the true reason why she moved towards me, or why I drew towards her, because she saw that I needed help. Honestly, something hit me really hard when I was listening to her talk
about this, because she was talking how she doesn't know if she can trust Robyn, and if something that she says she'll talk about with someone else, or she'll speak about, I'm guessing, on the show. But it made me understand something about why possible there could be an issue with around Garrison. So, when they had that whole fight over the text thread about the Christmas and
doing the gift swap, Robyn flipped out on everyone, and everyone they yelled at everyone and told them they didn't want to have anything to do with them. And they made the kids feel terrible, and they said all these awful things about how they were violent, and they never accepted us, and Robyn was having a hissy fit, and they ended the text thread over that Christmas. And then Garrison said that then later he got a text from Mykelti, and Mykelti told him that Robyn and Cody didn't want to have Christmas with them, and they were going to do Christmas by themselves, and they weren't going to do it as a family, and they were done with them. So Mykelti was being forced to send a message to them that was terrible to Garrison, and he said it hurt. He stated and then I got a text message from Mykelti that they weren't going to do this, and they didn't want to be a part of the gift sharing, and it hurt, Robyn was using her to deliver messages to hurt her brothers, which I'm thinking caused conflict between her and her brothers. And she spoke about that at length, where she said that a lot of the mediation that she had to do caused conflict. Her family didn't understand it. Her siblings didn't respect it. Siblings got mad at her. She feels like she was maybe manipulated. And David did say to her well, if she was there for you, why does it matter if she did it and twisted you? And I think, bless his heart, I don't know that I know he's a expert, but maybe he just doesn't understand the factors. Maybe he doesn't know what it's like to be that vulnerable little girl. I don't know. But Robyn putting Mykelti in the middle of her problems, to me, is unforgivable. Unforgivable. And if that created rift between Mykelti and her brothers, it further isolated Mykelti from her family. And so that's manipulation. And I think ultimately that's why Mykelti can't trust her into tough situations with these things, is that when you know that they actively or have hurt other people that you love, and that's when things get messy, the same reason that Allison struggles with Cody, because she loves Christine well, that makes it a bit hard, when she thinks of oh, Robyn might have hurt people I love, but my experience directly with her has always been pretty nice.
It's pretty messy, and I think she has a hard time waiting through the mess, yeah, through all of it, yeah. It's 4 Sure confusing. All of my brothers don't have a good relationship with her. The rest of my moms don't have a good relationship with her. So I kind of think, yeah. So the first couple years of
Patreon, all of you used to get so annoyed because you felt like Mykelti was doing the cutting of Cody and Robyn, and literally just repeating and regurgitating their bullcrap, right? And you all were like, she's just a little flying monkey for them. She would talk crap about her younger brothers. She would say relationships go both ways. She was defensive about Cody when
he was kicking out the boys and talking crap about the boys, agreeing with Cody about it. And I think once you lose a brother and you realize you've been man persuaded, you're going to start to evaluate things. And then Tony said, she's hurt everyone else and everyone has the same view but her. So why is that? The best way to get out of egotistical abuse is to
go no touch and to be able to sift through what's real versus what's false. And the best way to get understanding is to not have them in your ear manipulating. And because narcissists debate and they constantly put other people in your relationships, it causes chaos because you become part of their story. And then problems surround you because of them, because you've been put in the middle of their drama. And it's all as a technique so that you're not looking at the narcissist. And I think that Robyn has used her and did manipulate her, and so did Cody. They were using her to do their dirty work, and she, I think, knows that now. I feel sad that it took her this long, and I think she's realized the damage it's done. I mean, I didn't show you. You can see the whole video and the whole conversation where she talks about the trials of being the mediator and how much pain it caused her. My dad got angry because he read comments, and he started to listen to the voices. I think Robyn got quieter because she started to listen and hear the voices as well. Cause in the first couple of seasons she talks a lot. She's got more depth. She has more opinion.
She actually says more than 2 words.
She's lively. She's lively versus this most recent season, even the last tell-all, Robyn had 2 words. For everything that Sukiya, she had a 2-word phrase every single time, and I think that's just cause she realized every time she says anything she gets attacked. So she's under the deal, and then she just stops. She's way guarded. Yeah!
Well, it's good perspective. And Robyn's shy act is yet again another manipulation. Why? Because she's pretending like she doesn't care about affection. She's shy about love. Because she's getting accused publicly of being the favorite because she was. She's acting like she's shy about the over-the-top love. She's acting like she's so hurt about everything that's falling out with the family because publicly people are accusing her of dividing the family, causing division, and ultimately breaking things up. And so she's shielding herself from accountability by playing the victim and pretending she's shy now so that people forget that for all those seasons before, she was the one on top of Cody groping him, kissing him, telling everyone that they should be able to kiss him, and all of that. So it's just another act, so you can watch the whole interview on Pop Psych. There's a lot more that's covered than just what I shared with you. And tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!